Welcome to Bad Playstyle, a book club-style video game podcast where we talk about a new game that we all played every episode. Hopefully you listeners at home have played the same game we did.
So you can avoid the horror of being mugged by the infinite spoiler.
Yeah, we are going to spoil any game we set out to play, and probably other games too, so be careful and check the fucking show notes so you don't get blindsided by the fact that, I don't know, Paul Rudd is Darth Revan.
Getting into it. Bad Playstyle, Matt.
Keenan.
I'm Owen.
Fuck, man, you ruined the thing.
Yep. I'm a ruiner.
Yeah. That game just came out.
Yeah.
Oh,
It seems kind of cool, but it's another
the
Miami.
game is, you wear a motorcycle helmet and you have letters on your
No,
face.
you wear.
Right?
It's not a motorcycle helmet. It's a Daft Punk helmet.
Yeah.
It says things to people.
He does ride a motorcycle, though, so I can understand how you'd be
I
confused.
feel like I've seen motorcycle helmets you can buy that have LEDs and the...
Sure, but it's definitely... It says
Visor.
kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you, kill
Yeah,
you.
Yeah,
right?
it does a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I fucked your mom. Stuff like that.
John Tweedy shit.
So welcome to the show. This is Bad Playstyle. We played Dungeon of the Endless.
Yeah.
It was a good time for everybody.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. This is the part of the show where we talk about what makes us angry, and we talk about what we've been playing. Does anyone have any angers to share?
Wait, those come together?
Yeah. Does anyone have any angers to share towards other people who live inside this podcast or towards themselves?
Damn, the airing of
I don't know.
grievances.
Yeah, this is the airing of grievances.
I guess the only grievance I have is I realized that if Nintendo made a Nintendo Switch that was gray with purple and lavender buttons, I would buy it instantly, and it doesn't exist.
And that they haven't done it.
They haven't done it. Like if they made the SNES color scheme Switch, and I know this is like my nostalgia being exploited,
Yeah.
but like I'm also powerless to stop it.
Yeah,
Right,
you
right,
messaged
right,
me
right,
about
right.
that. You were
Yeah.
like, dude, I would legit do this, and I was like, yeah, I can see that.
I've had that experience with people that I'm sexually attracted to.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, I don't want to, but
Yeah.
there's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
Nope,
Right.
I'm wired for that.
Yeah. Yeah, Nintendo will always make bad decisions though, so that won't ever happen.
Hey, they just finally put share swapping in a year later.
Oh jeez.
like they're learning a year later.
That
people
that-
like to move their
I heard it's
young child, this Band-Aid will cure your ailment.
There was some fucked up thing about it though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, like, duh.
Does it taste bad or something?
That was
No,
almost a
it's
show
like
title.
If you, it's not that like you can just drag and drop like one game.
Oh no,
save
of course
onto
it's
another
not
Switch.
like user,
You are removing all of the saves on
like
the
the
Switch
entire profile has to move.
and dropping a whole.
I guess that makes sense though. Like if you have siblings sharing a Switch and then you buy another one, like it makes sense in the like logic of sharing the system. Like if
no. Stop with your Nintendo and its fucking
I'm not
asshole.
apologizing
No,
for
you
them.
are being a Nintendo's horseshit apologist. Okay, Nintendo has always done this shit. They've always done this shit where they're like, "Oh, you wanted a thing," and they're like a fucking genie. They'll give it to you. They'll give it to you in like the most ass way possible, and be like, "That's what you wanted,
That's what
right?"
you wanted.
And just like stare at you with fucking troll face, like troll face is still cool, and you're like, "Fuck you, Nintendo," and they're like, "No, you love us. You'll buy."
Shut up! Turn your phone on to talk to your friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just call them on the phone
I was in
while you're
a,
playing Monster Hunter.
I was in a really great thread last week on Reddit.
We'll just color your phone like a nest, and you'll buy it.
I was in this thread and we were
The new Nintendo phone.
we were speculating in the thread what would it look like if Nintendo started adding loot boxes to their games, because like. Okay,
Oh, yeah, they talk.
you've added loot boxes to the game. Now, what fucked up thing has Nintendo done to it to make it a huge pain in the
Oh,
ass?
okay, I get it. Like,
But it's
how
also
has-
simultaneously going to be the perfect nostalgia grab.
Yeah, no, they're gonna be like beautiful loot boxes. Like they're gonna be the
the
most.
amiibos of loot boxes.
They're going to
Yeah.
be the Zelda 1 chest
Well, so-
in
so,
full
like-
3D.
So
like,
that was one of them. Was that the loot boxes you actually have to physically buy an amiibo of a box and tap it to your.
Oh, fuck.
tap
so
it
you
to
just
your
have
console.
hundreds of these
Yeah.
in your
No,
home.
I'm just imagining a situation where like a garbage man is like, why is this garbage so heavy all of a sudden? And he opens it up, it's just filled top to bottom with like fake plastic wooden chests with little
Yeah.
like USBs on the bottom.
But my contribution was that you would have to use motion controls to put in the key and turn it.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Yeah,
Jesus, Nintendo is stupid.
It's a fucking puzzle box.
or you have to type in your full credit card on the touchpad every time
Every time.
So
because it won't save your information for security
And
purposes.
we
Yes.
never hook up with PayPal. That would make too much sense.
I understand that like focus testing your game makes it into like the food they eat in the Matrix of video
Yeah.
games, right? Like, but can Nintendo do like one focus test every 10 years,
Yeah.
and you have to like compete to get in it, right? Like any amount,
Nerf PUBG
Yeah.
to get into the Nintendo.
Yeah. like they just buy the city of Houston for a weekend.
Fucking Nintendo.
That's a very okay. Well,
I mean, I
whatever.
wouldn't mind if they took over Redmond.
Look,
It's not any worse
I
than its
understand
current
that you
masters.
really like Shadowrun, but it's just not gonna happen.
No, I just...
Okay, the timeline, we're already way
We
off.
just talked about how bad Nintendo is, and they can't be worse than Redmond's current masters, so it's fine.
Okay, Keenan, what video games have you been playing?
So I've been trying to find like a good mellow game lately, cause like life's doing stuff at me.
So in the words of Baby Cakes, are you ready when life attacks?
usually,
Yeah.
sometimes reluctantly so. So I've been playing a little City Skylines. It's been sitting in my Steam library for a while, and I was like, I could build a stupid city.
So let me get this straight. Keenan's been playing League of Legends, PUBG, a management game, and a Hotline Miami like. Is this correct? Is this accurate?
What Hotline Miami like? Was
I
that
don't know.
game?
I'm just saying those are the 4 games you played.
No, actually, I was playing a lot of the this week's game, Dungeon of the Endless, which is mellow, but I was playing it on the harder difficulty, so it was less mellow.
Okay.
And then League. I haven't played a lot of stuff. Warframe.
Yeah.
But I'll let you talk.
Yeah, okay.
About that.
You done?
Yeah.
All right, Owen.
That's it.
Go ahead.
I've been playing Super Mario RPG: Legend of the Seven Stars.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Um,
I'm not at
so-
all mad about the fact that my roommate got an SNES Classic and I didn't.
He said you can play it, Owen.
I know, but it's in his room, hooked up to his computer.
All right, you can unhook it. I mean, like,
Whatever, fuck it, I don't need it because I have an Android tablet and I put an emulator on it and I went on a trip and
You need that boss ass setup. On
Yeah.
there was a Hard Times, the like Onion for video games, and it was like, why buy a Super Nintendo Classic when you can build a cherry pie with every ROM on it ever and never shut the fuck up about it?
Sounds
It's like
about right.
everybody, we all know that person,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm not saying that's you, but
Yeah.
it's so you.
I've
reminded me.
specifically stayed away from microcontrollers, so I'm not that person.
yeah, I have like an 8-bit DOE it's a facsimile of the SNES controller. It's Bluetooth and it feels phenomenal. Like it is exactly that controller.
It's as close as they could get it.
And so like I was on the plane and I like my tablet has like a flap on it, like a cover, and so I tucked that into the safety card slot in the back of the seat in front of me. So it's like mounted like a television in front of me.
Right, just like the really fancy Airways, like, or put the
put a
television
TV
there.
in the seat. Yeah. It was like right in that spot. And then I just played Mario RPG for my flight.
I like that placement because then you're not craning your neck.
Yeah, I had it on the tray at first, and that kind of sucked.
I always get airplane neck, whether I'm
Yeah.
like reading or watching something or whatever. You're like constantly.
Airplane Next sounds like a
Airplane
good album.
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
For like a white rapper, like a white
Yeah,
SoundCloud rapper.
or like some like 60s psychedelic like.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, Airplane Neck during the jet age.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
digging it. I'm all in on that. All right,
Lavender Rabbits
you've been playing-
Airplane Neck is up next.
Have you played anything else?
I don't know. That's about it. Like I've been playing PUBG and Dungeons and
Things
Dragons.
that don't bear repeating.
Yeah. Well, I think PUBG bears some mention.
No,
yeah.
Okay.
You got a lot of stuff to talk about it, buddy.
Yeah. So Dungeon of the Endless, we simmered on that for a period of time that was
like a year?
No, I'm saying like since the last time we recorded this podcast.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh God. Sorry.
Was that not recent history?
That was some other shit. Activities. Anyway, so things have been happening to me. It was I think the week after we recorded. I was away from my normal desktop. I was with my laptop, and Owen says to me point blank, "If I buy you PUBG, will you play it with me?" And so I say, "Yeah, sure, I'd do that." And my birthday is coming up, so Owen uses this as a casus belli to
Dance Vault.
Whoa. Okay. So
that's got a different meaning these days.
Yeah, these days that's not yelling about the Pope. That's something else.
Because those people are idiots.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So he bought me PUBG, which I'm not going to use the word obligated, but I played PUBG, and if you recall my original, let's say, diatribe on this podcast about my confusion as to at what point resource fun is extracted from game PUBG.
Yeah.
I'm still somewhat mystified as to when that happens. Less mystified than I was before. Like, there were some fun moments, but they were less the game and more just the fact that I'm in an environment that is capable of generating fucky results with my friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think that is the game.
Okay.
That's the thing I come back
this
for.
is my PUBG as a roguelike argument.
Right.
Is that PUBG actually, like, it thinks it's a competitive shooter, but what it actually is a roguelike where the enemies you fight just happen to be controlled by real people.
Things are broken and the points don't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
like
you win chicken dinner sometimes, like, that's
it's
cool.
got the right amount of video game dumb still attached to it. Like,
so anyway, that was fun, but then something very unfortunate happened from, I guess, Owen's perspective, was that the largest update in Warframe's history came out. Well, I mean, it just meant that I did not have
anything else.
I didn't really have time for PUBG at that point, because the shooter I'm playing is me versus a lake full of made-up space fish.
Sure.
So,
yeah. I keep walking out in the living room and he's like, "Shut up, I need to hear the fish." And I'm like, "Alright, later, man."
It's a good qualifier to put on the space fish because it differentiates them from the very real space fish that I might reasonably confuse what you're talking about with.
Okay, well, so, I mean, do you want me to call it a Yaguan, or do you want me to call it a space gupper? I mean, pick your poison, buddy.
I didn't say you can't call it a space gupper.
Okay. So, I caught my first space crab last night, and that was like a moment for me. I was very excited about that.
Great.
And then I realized what I was excited about, and I felt very dumb. But in the same way that, like, trashy rap music, like,
yeah,
exhorts me to go dumb, and I'm like, sure.
Sure, I'm into that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't you catch a shark too?
I did catch a shark.
Yeah.
That was
you
fucking
me
rad.
That, and I was like, that sounds.
I'm gonna
cool.
I'm gonna rip out his shark teeth and make like a paper mache mask for my boy. That doesn't make any sense if you don't play Warframe, but that's okay.
It still doesn't if you do.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Like, I know what you mean, but damn.
All right. So yeah, the Warframe update came out. It's fantastic.
It's pretty cool.
I can't stop playing it.
As someone who doesn't mainline Warframe into my veins, it's pretty cool.
It took me from almost completely burnt out on the game to, wow, I can't stop playing this game again. Good. Right? Which is fantastic
it's
for them.
Really,
really happy for DE. I can't wait to see all the things they make in the future. I'm actually excited for their other game, the Eternals now, the one that's like weird Jet Age space people from Venus.
It's Jet Age retro future sci-fi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
so
really excited
to see. And
yeah.
Rod and ray guns.
Is it Dark Synth?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is it Vaporwave?
No.
Is it Darkwave?
Yeah.
You dumbass.
In Kentucky Route Zero, there's a fake music genre that there's a band that's a part of it. They call it Whisper Wave.
Nice.
I like that one a lot.
And then
we play at really low volume.
Oh, I thought of something that upsets me very much.
Okay, well, we can jump back. That's fine. I only have one more game to talk about.
There's a bug. There's a fucked up. There's a
Space Lobster.
I consider it a feature, but many would not. There's a thing in PUBG where when you're waiting for a match to start and you're on the runway, if you throw a Molotov cocktail on yourself or someone else right before you get loaded into the plane, these jets of fire shoot out the back of the plane.
Because the way the game puts the fire up on people is it constantly spawns a texture.
Yeah.
But when you're moving really fast, it's a trail.
Yeah, and so it's fantastic.
Chemtrails.
Yeah, so it's
literally.
It's fantastic because you get this plane with jets of flames coming out the back, flying over.
Which is, I mean, that's how you make the plane go faster. So.
Yeah. They patched it out.
Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, and now when they put you in the plane, they put you out and you're not on fire.
Which, that may be the reason we stopped playing PUBG is because all the jank gets out of it.
I mean, that would be like Dwarf Fortress patching out Scorpion's mad archery target list.
Yeah,
right? Like that would be on that level. It's like this procedural thing that the game had that made it different, and that you should run in that direction, not run away from it.
Ooh.
Holy shit! So a Lego just exploded. That's what that sound was.
It would be like if Battlefield developers were like, you put C4 on Jeeps and rammed that tank and exploded it. We don't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, it's this weird emergent game.
Like, fuck you, dude. That was emergent and awesome.
No, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, luckily they didn't do that.
I mean, yeah,
They
whatever.
just ruined
From
everything
a developer standpoint, I can see why they do it. But from a fun standpoint, I'm mad.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
on your side on this one.
I'm unhappy about it. Anyway, what was your last game, Matt?
I was going to talk about Moon Hunters, which I forget why I got back into, because I played a bunch of Moon Hunters a while ago. Like I think
you just kind of plowed that game by yourself.
Yeah, I just kind of played a 4-player game by myself a bunch. But I recently, a friend of mine who's not related to this podcast at all, she started playing Moon Hunters with me a bunch. So I've been playing a bunch of Moon Hunters, and we did cool shit. Like she seduced the last boss. So instead of fighting the last boss, she just married him.
Oh, I've never even dated a boss.
And then
squad goals.
Yeah. And then my last character was so arrogant that the Queen of Heaven came down, grabbed me, brought me to heaven, and used me as a throne, so I'd stop being an asshole to everybody.
Damn.
Also, I was majestic enough that it was cool that I was a throne. Right? So anyway, Moon Hunters is rad, and you should definitely play it. Kit Fox Games. Every single one that I've played has been fun. So yeah, Moon Hunters is really fun. I don't really know what else to say about it. It plays like Zelda, but with more of an exploration vibe because everything's.
And it's got kind of because it can be 4 players, it's got kind of a beat 'em up vibe as a result.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Isn't all right?
What?
Nothing.
Okay. Moving on. So it's at this point that I should remind everybody. I mean, I did this. It should be at the beginning of this thing anyway, but
Spoilers.
We're gonna ruin some shit.
Yeah.
That we talk about. If I could find
we're gonna ruin all the plot points of Dungeon of the
Dungeon
Endless.
of the Endless. Yeah. Well, I mean, there are some plot points in Dungeon of the Endless.
Is the shame now or later?
What's the shame?
The
part where we shame you?
The thing where we're mad, and also, are you ashamed of anything?
That's at the beginning of the entire
podcast.
podcast.
I missed it.
Okay.
And we should talk about that.
What are you ashamed of?
So, I got my LOL account banned.
Again, or?
No, forever. So,
nice.
I have learned a powerful lesson in
No, you haven't!
No, but I actually have since then.
Explain that we will decide if you have learned.
I have barely been talking to people, and the few times I have, but I've been playing with friends, so hey dude, don't talk to that guy. And then I'm like, nice thing.
Okay.
And that's it.
Can I just point out that what is the piece of advice I give you?
Yeah, I know.
Every single LOL game you've played since we started living together.
I know.
Don't fucking talk to these people.
You're right.
I will believe this after I've played a game of HOTS with you.
All right. I'm also
you got your fucking
yeah. This is a really bad move. I've been made
what? Tell me what precipitated what specific event catalyzed.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Right? It was I was playing a lot of games. People were talking shit. I'm talking shit back. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Right.
Does this mean you're done playing LOL?
No, he made a new account.
How big is the loss the financial loss on that LOL?
I didn't look. I don't want to.
Okay.
Probably in the hundreds.
It's
of
significant.
Okay.
In a way that like slapped me a certain way, and then as well, it's like when my account got banned, they're like, "You're as bad as 0.06% of all players." And I was like, "That's fucking awful. I don't want to be that guy." And it also has helped me like not take games so seriously.
All right.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, like it sucks, right? Like I'm a little mad at myself about it, but I gotta eat that. And I've learned to sort of back away from it and enjoy it a little bit better. So
Okay.
I gained while losing.
Do you remember what you said about WrestleMania?
WrestleMania.
You were like, I stopped being angry at WrestleMania and it was really fun.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that.
Weird.
Where like, yeah, and like I've focused a lot more on my own play, especially being a low-level account and playing with a bunch of people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm gonna be over here doing me, and if that lines up with you guys, cool. And if like, I'll be like, hey, we should group, and that's all I say to people.
Yeah.
Right? And if that doesn't happen, I'm like...
You say we should group when you think you should group.
Right, and like, so it's like baseline communications and pings, and otherwise I'm just like, I'm going to do the best I can in this situation, and
it's a team game, so you might lose, even though you made.
And when I lose, I look at the scoreline and I go, I did my job.
JL Pipes has a good quote about that.
Yeah, what is his quote about losing? What is it?
You can make all the right moves and still lose.
Yeah, dude.
What did you call him?
JL Pipes.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna leave that one? Or are we just gonna let that one go?
Hell yeah, my
dude.
We're gonna talk about Dungeon of the Endless now.
But yeah,
now that
so
we're
like
done stealing jokes from
learning
other podcasts.
growth through my own landmine behavior. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Claymore Mine defusing himself.
Self-defusing
after
explosives.
firing himself.
After the Claymore detonated, it took the time to think about the choices it had made and vowed to do better in the future.
Oh, shit. Maybe
vowed to not pick up its ball bearings.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have shot all those ball bearings at whatever FPS. Maybe I shouldn't have turned everything into hamburger.
Yeah, but it's also weird because like it comes at a time where like I'm doing a lot of that in therapy anyway.
Yeah,
so it kind of lines up.
You're doing the therapy,
right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I had to sit myself down and be like, I have to accept this because I can't do anything about it. Okay.
Holy shit! Really?
Yep. Yeah.
They grow up so fast.
It's like I'm trying to be an adult or some shit.
Fuck.
It's weird.
Well, this is a bad playstyle first.
Yep.
I don't know what it is.
All right, so
but it's the first time it happened. Oh, and talk about Dungeon of the Endless.
put one mark on your Keenan getting banned from LOL scorecard at home.
Is that a chicken hat point?
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I don't really get a say in it, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's a chicken hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the L.
If you tried to fight it, we'd probably have to bring in other people to arbitrate.
I'm holding a larger L as a result of losing my account, so that one's cool. Like,
bring Steven into
This L is much bigger. Anyway, and talk about Dungeon of the Endless. I want to hear about your experience.
yeah.
Okay, Dungeon of the Endless. It's a game where you're a bunch of space weirdos.
Because I want to preface this. This is a game that I played a while ago. Like, this isn't like Beat Cop where I just picked it based on the... I'm talking about me?
Okay.
Okay.
Just trying to be in a conversation. Like we're doing.
Okay. No, I'm just giving you shit. So it was a game I played, and I was like, wow, you know who would really like this? Owen. And then I suggested it to you, and you were like, yeah, I'll check it out. And then you never checked it out.
On this podcast who didn't play it at that time?
Yeah.
I played it once at your house.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you okay, so you like demoed it for a minute.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, podcast. I should make Owen play
that's,
that game.
That's what it's for.
That's what it's for. I mean, like, I'm making myself sound sinister here, but like, I just wanted you to play a game that I knew you'd like. And anyway, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so you're a bunch of space weirdos.
Yeah.
And
Love it.
Your big space weirdo ship is crashing, and you get in an escape pod, and you crash down on a planet, and you.
Well, it's not a space weirdo ship; it's a prison ship.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Like, and your ship plunges through this many-floored something. I'm not actually sure where we are in the game.
You're on the planet that Endless Legend takes place on.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, you just plow through a bunch of floors of this dungeon. You get out of your ship, and you have to drag the big, like, MacGuffin box from your ship all the way up to the surface.
Is it the power source?
It's the power source.
It's the power source of the ship, yeah. Which
Yeah.
you're going to drag to the surface and then make a beacon to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a top-down, like, kind of roguelike-y game.
It's kind of a, like, reverse roguelike.
I mean, it's like
that's not a good term.
randomized
It's
dungeon.
dark wave.
Yeah. It's whisper wave.
It's whisper synth.
I don't know. It's got like randomized levels and random heroes and equipment and like
You pick 2, but you can run into more.
Yeah.
in the level.
Or
It's
you
got-
can
but
play
it's
at
got-
random.
It's got RTS elements at the same time. And then the game, my favorite fucking thing about this game is that the pace is completely dictated by you, the player.
Yeah.
Right? That's my favorite fucking thing.
It has tower defense elements, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this game, nothing else quite like it exists.
Yeah. So like you explore the floor of a level, you open the door to the room, and that's like passing a turn basically.
Mm-hmm.
And like your resources take up. You have 3 different resources that accumulate
4.
or 4
Because dust.
Dust is a
Oh
resource.
right, yeah.
But dust doesn't tick up unless you do some really cool stuff. So,
Yeah.
Or find it.
And you have the option of powering up the rooms, and you use dust to power the rooms. You can build structures in the rooms like a food factory or a science factory. Science is a resource that ticks up. And
Yeah.
then
Or
you
an
can
industry factory.
or an industry factory that makes industries. And then there's like minor slots for placing like what essentially amount to like turrets and like little
Or other utilitarian things.
yeah.
But for dealing with the monsters.
For reference, Dust is a long-running thing in all Amplitude Studios games.
Yeah.
It's the thing that ties
Yeah.
through all
It's
their
the
games.
magic stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's nanites, but yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
You like I
Just saying.
This game doesn't explain it at all. The other games do.
yeah. Yeah, when I played Endless Legend, I played as that faction that just is dust.
Yeah.
Your
Those
armored
guys are
suit's
cool.
full of nanites.
Yeah.
Fucking rad.
Yeah, those guys are cool. I don't know, what else is there to say about the rundown of this game?
Well, I mean, that's the rundown. We explained the
we
game.
should talk about like the play loop, right? So the way you start at like level 1, I guess.
Yeah, you start.
right?
Well, you start at floor 1.
Right.
Right.
And then your goal is to get to the surface. Does the difficulty change how many floors there are?
Yeah, it gets tougher. There's more enemies and shit.
Okay. So
But it's more about how many doors you've opened on that floor
okay.
than it is about because like
Right.
how many floors up you are will change like the spawn tables, but the spawn intensity is how many doors you've opened on that level.
Right. How many unpowered rooms you have?
No, just how many
Really?
doors
Okay.
you've opened.
I
mean,
did not finish
many-
the game this time.
How many
so
rooms
some
you
of those
have
things are-
unpowered is where the monsters spawn from, so you
okay.
can control that based on what rooms you have unpowered.
Right. So you're excavating this structure that you've crashed into,
trying to find the exit.
trying to find the exit elevator to the next floor, and then once you find that, you have to take your crystal and drag it literally because it slows most of your characters down.
Yeah.
You have to drag it through the level to the elevator without dying, and then get all your people out in the
You don't have to get all your people.
That's
no,
true.
Just
You
the
don't.
crystal has to make it. I've
That's
lost
true.
so many people in the elevator. Holy shit!
So then it becomes the way the game has like sort of strategy elements is you can power up rooms and power them down and place defense
shit.
resources, that kind of thing, in a way where you can basically create a path to do so or create a funnel for the enemies.
You can fashion a strategy.
You can do a lot of interesting things with a few simple systems in this game, which I like.
And then as the heroes level up, as you feed them more food, they get access to more passive abilities and more active abilities.
And also like their hit points and damage. Too,
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
The stats go up. And you can find items, and there's a pug who has a merchant with him that you can buy things from.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
You run into science labs on the various
Oh, yeah,
floors.
yeah. So
and
it's like
you
so it's
use
a
your
dungeon
science
crawler.
resource.
So when you kick open the door, it's like a random thing
Yeah.
in there. You know.
Yeah, they're sort of like the shrines in Diablo 1.
Yeah, they're sort of built the same way.
They're like, do you turn it on and spend 20 resources? Maybe you will get treasure. Maybe you will die.
Yeah.
You know, like
Never had anyone die at those, but
yeah, they always say that.
Yeah.
It always says you might die. I did have one make monsters jump out.
Okay.
So maybe that's what they mean by die.
maybe that's what they mean by death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I did not die, but
Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about. I just want to. Oh, Keenan.
Yeah.
Talk about your playthrough this time.
My
what
playthrough.
Yeah.
So last time we played the game, Owen and I, or no, you're Owen, you're Matt.
Yeah.
Matt and I, I needed that refresher.
Okay.
Matt and I have played this game a bunch for like a week and a half or so in our house. Like, I come out and I see him playing. I'm like, this is cool, and I'm watching him for a bit, and then I'm like, I'm gonna buy this. This is neat. I want to go play it. So we did that thing we do in our house where one person plays the game and the other one plays it, and then we just are in it.
Sure.
And I played it on. So there's 2 difficulties in the game. There's 2 easy and there's easy.
I want to talk more about that later.
Yeah. So I played the game before on 2 easy to like learn the game, and then this time around I was like, I'm gonna play it on the hard difficulty because like I kind of know what I'm doing. Hard difficulty is really hard. Like punishingly so. So I never had a successful run this time around, and I had like 12 runs that I tried. Like,
Jeez.
yeah, and I don't think I ever got past floor 5 because it's very punishing at the higher difficulty. So, I got to see a lot of characters, which was neat.
Yeah.
Especially since there's a bunch that were added.
Well, you were playing on random, I take it?
I started to, and then I thought that was why I was failing. So I started picking people specifically, and that still didn't help.
You definitely, like, unless you're trying to random the pug as a character,
yeah,
you should definitely be picking your first 2 party members.
Oh, does random give you, like, people that aren't available on
there's
the
only one
select screen?
Like,
okay.
you can get the pug merchant,
but it's
and
also,
he's incredibly powerful, but has, like, 0 defense.
Like, a lot of my random games where I got 2 support characters.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
And so, like, oh, combat sucks. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And early on in the game, you have to sort of rely on your combat characters because you don't have the resources.
So
to
yeah,
make defenses.
there's 2 general types of there's 3 things that differentiate characters, right? There's characters that do tons of damage. I guess I should say 3. There's characters that do tons of damage. There's characters that can take tons of damage. There's characters that can repair modules, which are the food factories, the like cattle prods you leave on the floor, the guns
defenses and resource generators.
And then there's people who are operators, and operators add their intelligence score to the amount of resources that a factory is making every turn.
As long as they're near it.
As long as they're in the room, yeah. And you characters can have combinations of all these things, right?
Yeah, this led me to just not use operators.
Why?
Because I didn't like being down like a person. Like,
Oh.
I didn't want them dicking off in a room when I opened the next
Sure.
door.
So I guess, that's we can talk about that.
Yeah.
I always used operators because of the enormous resource boosts it gives you, and I would just have them basically. I would separate the dungeon into 2 halves: the mostly lit path, which would have like most of my guys in it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the unlit path, which would have a single hard point that led to the crystal that was just full of fucking lasers.
Sure.
And then, one guy being like tick tick tappa on a computer, that was my general strategy.
So you just have the one dude behind like 9 turrets.
Yeah.
Just like, guys, the monsters are breaking through.
Yeah, and so when they finish with the small amount of monsters on their side, they run over and reinforce, right?
That's cool.
So that's what I would do.
Okay.
And that was the way I played the game.
Yeah, the way your characters fall definitely dictates your early play style, and then you sort of fall into
And
a
then
rhythm
how
with that.
quickly you can get them those key abilities like operator or repair.
Yeah.
Really dictates how you're going to do it.
Yeah. So when you're rolling 2 support guys who are both really interested in healing the party and doing no damage,
Yeah.
that's a rough life.
That's not a good look.
So I ended up picking some characters I remembered, along with I was basically running like one I knew and one I didn't.
So who's your favorite character, Keenan?
My favorite character is the weird punk rock masochist guy.
Okay.
Because, one, I like the way he's written.
Yeah.
He's, like, not try hard enough for me to not like him.
I feel like there's a bell curve on tryhard characters where, like, if you're not that try-hard, it's cool, it's cool. Then you get up to the try-hard, like, up here at the
So
top,
there's like a reverse on
and
Kenny Valley.
it's really bad, and then it becomes, like, quaint and charming.
Right, there's a point where you're over the top with it enough that I'm like, this is dumb pro wrestling shit, and I'm into it.
So we got,
like,
at the peak here, we got, like, Drizzt and...
Yeah.
And then, like, past the edge...
It's like Scott Steiner.
Yeah. Okay,
No one
I
actually
get
likes him.
this. But he's charming.
And ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's the whole thing. People watch. Anyway, my favorite character is Chef Nanor.
Yeah!
I love
forgot
Chef
about
Is that the
Nanor.
fat guy in the flying chair?
No, he's the blue guy.
He's the
Blue
dude
guy
with
in
the
an
gas mask and the enormous knives.
Okay.
He makes food for everybody. You might not have run
Yeah, I don't
Doesn't he
think
make
I
food
know.
out of the stuff you kill?
Yeah, he also does that. I love Soylent Green. It's an excellent ability. 0.4 food for every monster you kill.
It's not
Fucking
bad.
fantastic.
Yeah. And he does good damage.
Yeah.
And he's not brittle.
He has tons of health. He does good damage, but most importantly, he ups the damage of everyone
Yeah,
fighting with him.
yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, I
Good
think,
guy to have around.
I think the character I use that, like, got the most work out of me.
Yeah. Well, who's your favorite?
My favorite?
Yeah. Because it doesn't. I'm not talking about effectiveness. I'm just talking about.
I don't know. It's probably one and the same though for me.
Okay.
This is Team Fortress 2 heavy.
Okay.
There's like Valve plug-in stuff.
Yeah.
So the what is it, the engineer, the medic,
The
heavy
pyro
and
and the
pyro.
heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I took the heavy and the pyro on my first run through the game, and I also took the heavy on my second run through the game.
But that's not something.
Yeah, he's really good.
I ran into him and I didn't have enough money for him, and he got eaten, which was a bummer.
He works exactly like you would expect him to if you played Team Fortress 2. You know, he walks around slow as shit
and murders.
Yeah,
things.
and does stupid high damage, and I think does it to multiple people at once.
Is one of his abilities to eat a sandwich?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. And that's
he has.
Nice.
It's
As
not,
it should.
It's not just he eats a sandwich. Everyone eats sandwiches.
Nice.
Like you hit the button and everyone gets healed. And,
Sandwich party.
Yeah, and there's like a little sandwich that appears.
The thing with him is he doesn't do damage in an area, but he has the fastest attack speed in the game.
Okay.
Or one of the fastest.
So he just like has really high single
he
target.
does.
Down.
Yeah. So it's not single target. It's just like he's fucking attacking everything.
Oh,
right.
I thought you said he didn't do AOE, so I was confused.
No, but he's not attacking everything at once.
Okay.
He's doing individual attacks really, really fast.
Got it.
Right. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
What
And then the pyro does a medium amount of damage in an enormous AoE. So he's really good at clearing crowds, but he's terrible at dealing with big monsters.
Yeah.
So,
and he puts a dot on people.
Yeah.
The pyro does. That's really good.
He didn't survive too long.
If they get past his part of the defense network that you've set up, then they burn him to death. You know.
Well, hopefully.
That's
I mean that's the idea.
That's where I ran into trouble, like watching you guys play versus playing on the harder difficulty. Like, I feel like maybe the resource ticks are turned down.
Maybe.
I also feel like there's more enemies, but that shouldn't be that big a deal if I'm playing it right in my mind, remembering how the game works. So I constantly found myself like I'm on floor 3 and I have like 2 of each resource because I just did some upgrades. Yeah. And like I'm only getting them at like 6 a turn, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna try to open this
I think
door.
one of the things that they want to encourage you to do on the tougher difficulties, which is something that I started doing, is you push yourself for as far as you can on whatever floor you've already beaten. Mm-hmm. You try and go that little bit further to hoard resources for the beginning of the next floor.
which I started doing, and that got me further.
And that's why I really liked Zugma. Who's the lady with the forklift?
Yeah.
Because Zugma gets an ability at level 9 where she takes 20% of your dust with you to the next floor.
Oh, that's really nice.
And it's that's
dope.
Fucking good. It's maximum 20, but it's still like that's
still. But walking in with 20 plus whatever you find.
Yeah, plus whatever you find in the first room.
Like you can power like 4 rooms early.
You can get a nice early game going and get your momentum going before the monsters really start coming in.
That's pretty good,
right? So it's nice. It's nice as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like Zugma a lot.
I really like Spider Lady too.
Spider Lady's cool.
What's Spider Lady's deal?
She has the highest attack score in the game, so she does shitloads of damage.
Okay.
Also, she's really sneaky, and she's not slowed down by monsters.
Okay.
Her and Masochist guy get along.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
They're buddies because they understand each other.
That's one thing we should talk about is that certain characters, if they end up in the elevator together, will have secret interactions.
Yeah.
Right.
Lady whatever was talking to one of my people, but I can't remember.
The Dust Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
But when you have these interactions, you'll unlock parts of the scrapbook, and the scrapbook will have like character art and like backstory stuff.
I dicked around with that a little bit.
Yeah, the scrapbook's really cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that there's this like instead of having like most roguelike games where you restart and you get like the whatever their version of like angel investors are from Adventure Capitalist.
Yeah.
In this, your incentive to play the game again is learning more about these characters.
Yeah, to unlock all the scrapbook.
Yeah. So the coolest fucking thing ever happened to me once, which was that 4 people got in an elevator and they all dropped their assumed identities and started asking each other why the heist went bad. And I was like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Because you like happen to have 4 criminals or something like that?
No, it wasn't even 4. It was Josh and I think the Damascus guy and 2 other people. I don't remember, but they were like, what the fuck happened in there? Why did the job go bad? And it's like, we've been betrayed. We needed to find this person and kill them. And I'm like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Oh man, I'm in on it.
I feel like I probably missed out by using the Team Fortress 2 characters so much.
Yeah, I mean, the Team Fortress 2 guys are cool, but it's like
the thing that's cool about the way this game does exposition is that moment,
yeah.
right? Where you're like, you run into that.
I bet if you get all 4 Team Fortress characters,
probably
there's an achievement for finishing the game with them, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but I bet like they have things they say.
Oh, probably like cool things.
Yeah, because a lot of the storylines are tied between multiple characters. The way he's talking about, like one of them is if you have the bounty hunter lady, who's basically Samus.
Yeah. Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah, and then if you have Gork.
Gork. Yes.
Yeah. Who's basically like
Gork who eats people.
Yeah, he eats people, and he's like an Arnold Schwarzenegger alien with a big gun.
Yeah. He's not an alien. He's a prisoner.
Okay, whatever.
That was the other thing I wanted to say, is there's different factions.
Yeah.
Because there's the prisoners, and the prisoners get extra attack bonuses if they're in the room with other prisoners.
Yeah.
There's the guards who get extra defense bonuses if they're in rooms with other guards because they have the gotcha back